Oh yeah. Wait a minute, girl, can you slow down? Wait a minute, girl, what's the rush now? I wanna introduce myself to you. My name is one-on-one guy, you to prefer now. I like the way you put your fists together. I like the way you do your hair in the morning. I see why all the boys want you, girl. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into episode number 20 of the Top of the Morning podcast. As we sit 24 hours away from the biggest day for NFL fans, not named opening day. And that is the NFL draft. We sit 24 hours from the biggest day for all 32 fan bases of the offseason, the NFL draft that will be taking place tomorrow night in Kansas City at Union Station. It is a very, very exciting time for every single fan base, not named the Miami Dolphins. As new young talent is going to be embarking on these teams, and all of these fan bases hoping who they select tomorrow night and for the rest of this draft will come in their team and be a game changer. For the first round, they're hoping that whoever they select can come in and be that franchise-changing guy, i.e. Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, Anthony Richardson. These teams are going to change drastically forever. Some in a positive direction, some in a negative direction. Because that's just how life is. Not everybody's going to hit tomorrow. Just to be prepared, okay? Your favorite team may not hit on their draft pick. They may draft the best player. It's all about how your front office is working, and all of their off-season work is going to be put on display tomorrow night. See, the draft is like the Super Bowl for the front office. You know how we get all pumped for the Super Bowl, especially if our teams are in it as fans, and the players that's their Super Bowl. The really see the test of your front office is come draft time. That is their Super Bowl. That is their time to go on, to show what they've been working on all offseason. So I'm super excited, man. Channel update. You know, I dropped my mock draft yesterday night. I may re-upload it today though, depending on how I'm feeling. I will be going live on the channel tonight, talking a little bit more of my Washington Commanders with my guy, Jers, Protect, Pedro, and potentially Tim. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And then tomorrow night, I will be live streaming the first round of the NFL draft with my guy, Pedro. So it should be a fun time. But, yeah, man, the NFL draft is 24 hours away, and we have a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into opening statements as we transition into opening statements, man. Aaron Rodgers has officially been traded. And even though we knew this was going to happen, it feels like almost 2 months now that we've been knew he was going to the Jets. But yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I should say, it was made official. Aaron Rodgers has been traded to the Jets. Everybody, remember last time we spoke on this show, I said it was going to happen on draft night. A lot of people thought it was going to happen on draft night. But it happened a couple days before. As the Jets and Packers both agreed on a trade for Aaron Rodgers that let's put up the compensation The Jets the Packers traded Aaron Rodgers, number 15th overall pick in the 2023 fifth round, are headed to the Jets in exchange for number 13 overall pick, second and a sixth round, and a conditional 2024 second round pick. So, who do you feel like won this trade? A lot of people are saying the Packers got fleeced, or I believe, I don't know, but they said the Packers and Jets. They said somebody got fleeced. But to me, I don't know. Maybe because I'm not a fan of either one of these teams, so it doesn't really like affect me in a sense. But this doesn't look that bad of a trade from both sides. The Jets are getting Aaron Rodgers, the 15th overall pick, and a 2023 fifth round pick are headed to the Jets in exchange for the number 13 overall pick, second and a sixth round pick, and a conditional 2024 pick, second round pick that can become a first. I feel like the Packers won the trade because they are getting a lot of stuff in return for Aaron Rodgers. They're exchanging first round picks, so I mean that really doesn't make a difference. But the next year, knowing that he most likely will play 65% of the snaps, the Packers are getting an extra first round pick next year. So I personally feel like the Packers won the trade, but the Jets, it ain't nothing wrong with the Jets is getting back / giving up because they're all in now. They're a Super Bowl contender now. So yeah, you can have winners and losers of a trade, but to me this is pretty fair. I know Jets fans are probably like, I didn't want to give up a first round pick for a 39-year-old Aaron Rodgers. However, he's still a quality starter. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in football. So you wasn't gonna get him on. You wasn't gonna get it for cheap. You wasn't gonna get it for cheap. So I think this is fine. Okay, maybe I wouldn't. Maybe if I'm a Jets fan, maybe I don't like that conditional pick at the end. But what is it gonna matter if you're in the AFC Championship? Okay, I guarantee you. If the Jets make it to the AFC Championship next year, do you think the Jets fans are going to be talking about what they gave up to get Aaron Rodgers? Like, let's be real. If they go to the AFC Championship, God, maybe even a Super Bowl, do you think they're going to be talking about what they had to give up to get Aaron Rodgers? I don't think so. So, to me, this is a very, very good trade for both sides. But if I had to pick a winner and a loser, I would definitely say the Packers won because they can build around Jordan Love now, and then even if Jordan Love, goes up in the flames, they got an extra first round pick that can potentially help them next year move up for Caleb Williams. Because if Jordan Love is trash, there's no way they're not finishing at least top 5 in the draft, top 5 to like the 9th pick in the draft. So depending on how the Jets finish, which I'm assuming they're going to finish roughly at the top of the AFC. Now that's what we assume. Remember, last year we thought since the Broncos was getting Russell Wilson, okay, they was going to finish top of the AFC. And look how that happened. They was trash, okay? And Seattle is now has a 5th pickup off So we cannot just assume that teams are going to be good. However, Aaron Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson, okay? And Russell Wilson was my favorite player before Josh Allen came in the league. All right, so Aaron Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson. But then again, I can't even say that because right now because Aaron Rodgers is coming off a pretty bad year. But I don't think it was as bad as Russell Wilson's last year. Let me check. Let me see Aaron Rodgers last season because we may be blowing that out of proportion. Yeah, last year Aaron Rodgers wasn't even that bad. It just wasn't accustomed to Aaron Rodgers. What we're used to Aaron Rodgers playing like. Aaron Rodgers was 3,695 yards for 26 touchdowns and 12 interceptions last year. You know how many teams would be killing for a quarterback to do that? So hold on. Let's take off that narrative that Aaron Rodgers was bad last year. Hold on, because I'm thinking he was terrible, like trash. No, he was good last year. He just wasn't Aaron Rodgers-esque. He just wasn't A-Rod-esque that we came accustomed to, like in 2021 MVP, I believe. So yeah, because he went back-to-back. 37-4 in 2021. 37 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 4,115 yards. In 2020, MVP year, 4,299 yards, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So that's the numbers that we got accustomed to. However, before that, though, he had 26 touchdowns in 2019, 25 and 18. It's just the turnovers. The interceptions was so high last year that I guess Aaron Rodgers was quote unquote bad, but now looking at it, bro, he wasn't even bad last year. So assuming that the Jets are going to finish in the top seed of the AFC, like it's not even a guarantee that they win their division because the Bills still exist and the Dolphins. But let's just assume they make the playoffs, okay? Because once you make the playoffs, the seeding doesn't even matter because anybody can win, but and your draft pick is going to change based off of how far you make it to the playoffs. So the Jets could get in the playoffs at the 6th seed and make it all the way to the AFC Championship, and then they're picking 27 or something. So, but just assuming they make the playoffs, right? The Packers are going to get a late first round pick. But if Jordan Love flames out, right, they'll get like a they'll get like a early pick. So if he flames out, let's say the Packers flame out and they get picked for 6 or 5 or whatever, right? And they really want Caleb Williams because right now that's the only quarterback we know that's gonna come out, right? Caleb Williams. Is Quentin Ewers from Texas coming out? Like that is the only quarterback that we know. So let's say the Packers are 5. Jordan Love flamed out. They got the 5th overall pick, but they still don't sit in quite a position to draft one Caleb Williams. So then they could use that 27th overall pick that they're going to get from the Jets to package that up to then move up to number 1 or 2, right? Because think about it, look what the Panthers gave up, and they was at the 9th overall spot. You feel me? So just imagine how much less that they would have to give up since they'd be at 5. So I'm thinking 5 and 27 will be good, especially if it's a team that's not going to need a quarterback. But it's rare that a team not needing a quarterback is going to get the 1st overall pick. I mean, it happened 2 times in a row with the Bears and the Jaguars, but I don't see it happening 3 times in a row. But yeah, man, more of the story. How do y'all feel about it out there, man? I personally feel like this trade between the Packers and Jets was pretty solid. It was not bad at all. Like, it is pretty solid for both sides. Again, if I'm a Jets fan, maybe I'm kicking myself and a little upset that we gave up a conditional second that can become a first, depending on how much Aaron Rodgers plays. But if Aaron Rodgers is playing 100% of the snaps and we're winning, and we go to the AFC Championship, who's gonna MetLife Stadium? Okay, late January, cold, Jets fans riled up because they're one chance away from making it to the Super Bowl, right? It's feeling like 2010 in MetLife Stadium right now. Is anybody gonna be thinking about what they gave up to get this man Aaron Rodgers? Or are they going to be rooting for him to go to the Super Bowl? And even if they do lose, I don't think they're going to be whining about what they gave up. They probably won't even whine until maybe draft time. But if they win the Super Bowl, they're not going to cry at all. They shouldn't. So again, I personally feel like this draft, this trade, I should say, was pretty good, man. I as an outsider, I don't feel like it's nothing wrong with it for both sides. So Aaron Rodgers will be wearing number 8 now, and he's going to be going back to his former college number. So that's ugly, I say. I don't like that. 12 is all I know Aaron Rodgers for. So 8, and then 8 in Jets green probably not gonna look sweet. And knowing it ain't like no Lamar Jackson kind of 8, like with the short sleeve tight jersey. It's like it's Aaron Rodgers, man. He old school, so he gonna have a long sleeve jersey. It's gonna look nasty, probably. I'm pretty sure there's Photoshops out there already, but yeah, man. How do y'all feel about that trade? Leave your comments down below if you're watching live. If you are watching on the playback, comment down below. And if you're listening to it on the podcast platforms, don't be afraid to hit me up on any social media platform or email me your opinion. So now with that, let's go ahead and transition to the next segment, as we're doing something a little special here. Today, as with the draft starting tomorrow, we are going to be doing a mock draft simulator. First round mock draft for all 32 teams live on air right now. And if you would like to participate, please don't hesitate. So if you're listening to the podcast platform, okay, you may not have say because you're not listening to it live. But if you're listening to it live, you'll have say. But we're doing a 32 team first round mock draft, as I am going to be drafting for every team. I did a video on this yesterday, so check it out if you haven't already. But I'm going to do one live for the people that's in here. And I'm going to show y'all how to really draft, okay? So let's go ahead and get it started. As with the first overall pick, the Carolina Panthers are now on the clock, as they called up your boy Juan Gotti to be the GM. All right, they said, you know what? We need some help over here in Carolina. All right, we ain't been able to recover since Cam Newton, man. Since Cam Newton flamed out, man. Since his run ended, man, we have not been able to shake back, bro. So we need somebody to come in and save our franchise, man. David Tepper hit me up, man, personally, and was like, yo, Juan, man, I need you, bro. I need you for my franchise, man. Please. So with that being said, I said, you know what, man? Mr. Tepper, man, I got you, Mr. Tepper, man. Your team is in good hands. Let me make sure the audio is working though. Make sure y'all can hear me. Y'all, we good. I said, Mr. Tepper, I got you, bro. Don't even trip. All right. So, with the first overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select quarterback Bryce Young out of Alabama. I know a lot of people feel like they're going to go CJ Stroud. Okay. But to me, the smart thing for the Carolina Panthers to do, man, is to go with Bryce Young. Yes, CJ Stroud is probably your most prototypical quarterback. He's 6'3", 6'4", so he's big, has size, has a strong arm. But for me personally, Bryce Young is the safer pick, and he has the most talent. So Bryce Young is going to be taking his talents to Carolina. So with the second overall pick, Houston Texans, D'Amico Ryan's first year, he called me up and he was like, "Hey Juan, man, I seen what you did for Carolina. I want you to know what should we do? Can I get some insight on what Houston should do?" Houston, man, this is what I say to Houston, right? I say, Houston, you know what you gotta do. It's easy. You got the easiest pick of the draft. You know, Carolina took the pressure off you and off them because they got the pressure because they had a chance. They had a choice. Okay, they could pick either one. See, you didn't have a choice. You just gonna take whoever was left. See, Carolina had a choice. They could have went Bryce Young with CJ Stroud. So if Bryce Young flames out and they selected Bryce Young, they're gonna live with the regret of not taking CJ Stroud if he's the one. So you got it easy, Houston. D'Amico Ryan said, "You know what? You know what, Juan? You a smart fella, man. You right. I said you know I'm right, man. You know I'm right. You know I got you, man. You know what I'm saying?" So with the second overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select CJ Stroud, quarterback, Ohio State. So now we're on to the third overall pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, and this is a team that is in a weird place, okay? Because yeah, they're rebuilding, but they already have their quarterback, right? So they sit with the third overall pick, and if I'm the Arizona Cardinals, man, okay, I personally think they should trade back. If I'm Las Vegas and I want to jump ahead of the Indianapolis Colts because they may be interested in taking my guy Anthony Richardson or Will Levis, I don't even want to put myself in a position to be settling. I want to take advantage of that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to try to come up from 7 to 3 to then draft my guy. I can have a choice. Like Carolina had a choice, I can have a choice. I'm not settling. And if I'm Indianapolis, okay, if I'm Indianapolis, I'm trying to do the same thing. All right. Now, here's the thing with Indianapolis. They have a choice, okay? They not a choice necessarily. They're ahead of Las Vegas, right? But if I'm Arizona, I hold all the weight. I hold all the cards. So I'm calling both. I got Indianapolis on one phone in my left hand, and I got Las Vegas on my phone in the right hand. Whatever team talking the most, talking the better, that's who I'm going with. So I'm listening to Las Vegas. I'm listening to Josh McDaniels and crew. Hey, yeah, you know what, man? We got Jimmy Garoppolo. We really feel as if we can come up to 3, man, and draft our future quarterback, man. We'll really appreciate it. Now, what you willing to give up? This is what Jeff Gannon and crew is saying there in Arizona. What are you willing to give up, man? He's like, I give you the 7th round pick and a second, or a 7th round pick and a 3rd. Gannon's like, okay, all right, that sounds cool. Hey, Indianapolis, what you willing to give up? Now, come on. Y'all know Chris Ballard ain't going nowhere, man. He's standing right there at 4. So with that being said, man, we got a trade coming up. We got the trade from the Las Vegas Raiders as they come all the way up to number 3, as they will be giving up the seventh pick of this year's draft. Okay, they giving up the 7th pick of this year's draft. Now, why can't I scroll down to propose a trade? This don't be weird. Okay, hold on one second, y'all, because why is this thing acting up? All right, so here's what we're gonna do, right? Let's go ahead and have the Las Vegas trade. Hold on one second. Let's see. Maybe I can't do it live. I don't know. I don't know why it's not letting me propose a trade. Let's see. All right, so let me see. Come on, man. What's up with this jump? It's not letting me scroll down. I have to stop sharing the screen right quick to do so. Hold on. Let me see. All right, there we go. So I'm proposing a trade right now. All right, Raiders are going to give up the 7th overall pick. All right, for to the Cardinals. 7th. All right, so we got the Raiders and the Cardinals with trade talk, right? So the Raiders going to give up. Let's go ahead and share that screen back for y'all so y'all don't miss a beat. You feel me? So here we go. We back at it, y'all. So the Raiders going to give up the 7th overall pick, right? And they got pick 38. All right. And then the Cardinals, they're going to give them the 3rd overall pick, right? So this honestly would be a good trade, but since it's the 3rd overall pick, I'm going to throw in their 3rd round pick too. So since Vegas coming up 4th, I see if it was Indianapolis, we're only moving up 1 spot, I wouldn't give up so much. But since they're coming up 7, that's 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3 or 4, 4 spots. Let's go ahead and propose that. And we're going to confirm that. So 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and handle this right quick. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Had to handle something right quick. Let's go ahead and jump back into where we left off. We had just traded the third overall pick to the Las Vegas Raiders in exchange for the Raiders' 7th round pick this year and their 38th pick and their 3rd round pick this year. So now the Raiders sit in a position to draft their guy of the future while also still being able to compete for a stay relevant with the arrival of Jimmy Garoppolo. And the Indianapolis Colts, man, they stand pat at 4. They don't move up. They be conservative like they're always. And some of the Colts fan base are pissed about it because they would have liked to have a choice of Anthony Richardson or Will Levis. Now they don't. So with the 3rd overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select quarterback Anthony Richardson out of Florida. So now, with the 4th overall pick, Indianapolis Colts sitting there facing their hand. But then again, though, because this is what the Colts do. They're conservative. All right, they're not going to get a quarterback unless they were in prime position for one, like they are this year. They're not going to trade up for one. That's why I didn't do it. That's why I didn't do the Indianapolis trade because they don't do that. They only draft a quarterback if they're in prime position for one. So, that being said, they're going to take the last one remaining, at least out of the top 4. And that is quarterback Will Levis. Colts take Will Levis at 4. So now with the 5th overall pick, you got the Seattle Seahawks, man. You got the Seattle Seahawks. And the Seahawks is another team that could be floating around with the quarterback talk. However, they got Geno Smith, man. Geno Smith is still not writing back, so they necessarily don't have to draft a quarterback this year. But this is the thing, though, and this is the pick that they got from Denver. Seattle doesn't know when they're going to be in position like this again. So, if I'm Seattle, although I personally didn't include them in the trade talk, I would be trying to hit up the Cardinals, and I would try to get my name in the Anthony Richardson hat because I don't know how long Geno Smith got. I don't even know if Geno Smith can do what he did last year again. So for me to stay ahead of the game, Pete Carroll and company, John Lynch, I would trade up to 3, get Anthony Richardson. So now when Geno Smith flames out, if he does, I'm already prepared. And if he doesn't flame out, if he's good, you got Anthony Richardson behind him ready to take over whenever, because he's 33, 32 years old. At some point, Geno's going to be done. And that's when Anthony Richardson could step in. But I don't think Seattle's going to do that. I think Seattle is going to address a team need, and that's going to be getting the edge rusher. And I think they're going to take the best available edge rusher, that being Will Anderson Jr. out of Alabama. Now, the Detroit Lions, man. The Detroit Lions. What a year for Detroit, man. As they started off the season, 1-6 last year? And they were on the verge of making it to the playoffs. On the verge of making it to the playoffs. And they turned that franchise around for the better. Dan Campbell and company. That offense pretty good. All right. Jameson Williams going to be out for the first 6 weeks due to his suspension. But they still good on offense. So what do they do at 6? They got a need at cornerback. All right. They just traded away Jeff Okuda. They did go out and get Cam Sutton from Pittsburgh, but you still need a corner. And if I'm not mistaken, the Lions have two first round picks. So if I'm Detroit, I'm taking a cornerback here, and I'm going to take the best available cornerback according to the board, Christian Gonzalez from Oregon. 6'1". Welcome to Motown, Christian. So now, with the 7th overall pick, the Cardinals then traded back, recuperated some draft capital. All right. And they're still in a position to get a guy that can potentially not necessarily change their franchise around, but can be a star for them, right? So with the 7th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, I had the Arizona Cardinals selecting defensive tackle Jalen Carter. Now, I know he's the best player available, so y'all probably that's easy. I was going to give them Rodgers Jones out of Georgia, but I was like, I don't know. So now with the 8th overall pick, you got the Falcons on the clock. The Falcons are a little pissed off because they just missed out on the opportunity to have one of the guys from Georgia stay in the Peach State. So now they're pissed off. So let's go ahead and see what do the Falcons need from your boy Juan Gotti, man. You know what I'm saying? They got a need for guard, the offensive tackle. That's what they're telling me in the war room. They're like, Juan, man, you seen what you doing with this draft so far. We liking it. We liking it. You know we rolling with Desmond Ritter this year. We got Kyle Pitts, Drake London. Got some solid weapons around them. Right? Obviously, Cordell Patterson in the backfield. Juan, help us, man. I'm like, you know what? I got you. See, you potentially got your quarterback of the future, right? But looking at your needs, man, you definitely want to protect the young fella. You know, now I don't know what they got on their O-line off the top of my head, that being the Falcons. But since I don't know what they got up the offensive line, that means it's not that good. Now I think they got either a center or a guard they just re-signed who's pretty good. Can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I definitely do notice that they re-signed him. But you know, they was in the Lamar Jackson talks all season long. So you're gonna have whoever your quarterback is, you're gonna have to protect them, right? So with that being said, I got the Atlanta Falcons selecting left tackle Rodgers Jones out of Georgia. So they don't get Jalen Carter from Georgia, but they do get tackle from Georgia. So at least one of the players get to stay in the Peach State, right? One of the Bulldogs. So Bulldogs go back to back. So now you got the 9th overall pick, the Chicago Bears. Chicago. Got the Bears, man. The Bears. Got the Bears on the board, man. Trading back from 1 to 9. Picking up a lot of things, including DJ Moore. That franchise headed in the right place, man. Ryan Pace, I believe that's his name, right? Ryan Pace did a really good job this offseason, man, and they're still in a position to get a quality guy. So, with that being said, they got the weapons, man. They still can add some more. All right, their weapons not complete, but they definitely got better. Chase Claypool's gonna be back, I believe. They obviously got DJ Moore, some other weapons. I'm trying to think. I know they made other moves also addressing weaponry there in Chicago. Maybe I should look it up right quick. But I definitely know that they made more moves than just the DJ Moore one. There's let's see, moves this off season right quick. I know it's DJ. They got DJ Moore. I feel like they got another receiver too, right? Or am I tripping? They got DJ Moore. Let me see. There's wide receivers. What was it? Or did they get some defensive players? Let me see. Oh yeah, they got Darnell Mooney. Obviously, that's who I'm forgetting too. So yeah, they got Tremaine Edmonds. That's who they got. The defense, Tremaine Edmonds. All right. So with the Bears' 9th overall pick, you got to get somebody to protect Justin Fields, man. He's been running for his life ever since he stepped foot there in Chicago. So with the 9th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select tackle Paris Johnson Jr. out of Ohio State. So with the 10th overall pick, you got the defending NFC champions, Philadelphia Eagles, sitting at 10. Now, if you know Howie Roseman, you know he's going to be thinking about willing and dealing his way through the draft, potentially trading back, recuperating more draft capital to try to stay ahead of the game, right? But I think this year they actually may stay at 10. I don't know why I get that feeling, but they may stay at 10. But then again, it's like you don't really need much. You just missed out on a Super Bowl last year. Okay, so you could trade back to like maybe 20s or something. Get a bunch of draft capital for the future. But for their sake, I'm going to have them stay at 10. And I'm looking at two kind of a needs. You just lost Miles Sanders, right? Just lost Miles Sanders. I believe you still got Kenneth Gainwell and some other guys. I don't know if you still got Boston Scott or not, but key story, you just lost Miles Sanders, right? And you're looking like, man, we definitely have a hole in that backfield, kind of. So we don't really want Kenneth Gainwell, because Kenneth Gainwell is good, but he's not like an every down bruiser back. So I'm looking at that as a need. Cornerback, you got James Bradbury, Darius Slay, but you can always add there. You got some good talent out of this cornerback room, as we know. Devin Witherspoon. You got your guy Joey Porter Jr., Deontay Banks. Like, you got some weapons, but I know what the Eagles are going to do. I think the Eagles should do this. So with the 10th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select running back Bijan Robinson out of Texas. And this hurts as a Washington Commanders fan, because I'm like, dang, okay, we got to go up against him twice a year. We got to go up against Saquon Barkley twice a year. We got to go up against Tony Pollard twice a year. But at least Dallas ain't get him, right? Because Dallas was another team that, with the loss of Zeke Elliott, this was a landing spot for him too. Dallas was a landing spot for Bijan Robinson, but Philly got him. So with the 11th overall pick, man, the Tennessee Titans is a weird spot, because, I mean, they just came out yesterday and said that they lost faith in their quarterback, Malik Willis. But if you lost faith in Malik Willis after this 1 year, after really like 6-7 games, or I don't even know how many he played, but it was a handful. If you lost faith after him after that, you really never had faith in him to begin with. Let's be real. Let's call it what it was. You never really had faith in him to begin with. And then the way he played, and I'm not saying you're wrong for how he played or whatever, for treating him how he played, like, you know, making sure he doesn't turn over the ball, not trying to have him pass the ball so much, if at all. He wanted to keep it out of his hands because he wasn't ready. That's clear as day. I'm not saying you're wrong for not wanting him to play, but for to give up on the kid after 1 year, not even a full year, it's crazy. That just shows that you never really had any faith in him in the beginning with. So, with that being said, man, the 11th overall pick is a weird spot, because I could definitely, if Hendon Hooker was 23, okay, I would draft him to Tennessee, man. Because what is Tannehill? Tannehill's like what, 34? How many years does he have left on his deal? I want to say maybe 2. Could be wrong though. But Ryan Tannehill is 34 years old, man. How many more years does Tannehill have left with Tennessee, bro? How many years does he have left with Tennessee, really? I mean, he has technically 3 years left, 4 years left, because including this year, so 23. 2024, he's gonna be 36. 2025, 37. So I mean, he won't be really a free agent until unrestricted free agent until 2026. But you can get out of the contract with Ryan Tannehill, man. And how much do you want to continue to pay this guy? You owe him 27 mil this year. So if I'm the Titans, man, I'm really floating around with this option of getting Hendon Hooker, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, because he's 34. That being Tannehill, and you haven't won nothing with Ryan Tannehill, but I bet you've been to what, one AFC championship with him? And he really didn't do much for you. He didn't really do much for you. It was really Derrick Henry. So if I'm them, I'm thinking about my future, bro. Yes, he's gonna be 25, probably 26 when he first takes his snap here, but Hendon Hooker could potentially be my franchise QB. So if I'm the Titans, man, I'm taking Hendon Hooker. So with the 11th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select quarterback Hendon Hooker. People in Nashville looking at their front office like, who did this draft for you? Because y'all don't think like this. Who y'all really got behind there? You know what? And I come from behind the curtains. They got your boy Juan Gotti calling shots in Nashville, man. I'm telling you, that's what Tennessee should do, bro. Ryan Tannehill's 34. You ain't winning nothing with him. The only other thing that you would do here is probably draft Jackson, the receiver from Ohio State. That's the only other thing that you should do. That makes sense. Jackson Smith and Jigba. But I think taking Hendon Hooker is good. So with the 12th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans on the clock yet again, and people in Houston is smiling ear to ear because not only did they get their first round pick of the draft, right? The quarterback of the future, and Christian or CJ Stroud rather. They are on the verge of being able to get his teammate, his go-to guy, not named Marvin Harrison. Jackson Smith Njigba is sitting there right there at 12 for Houston, so it is a no-brainer. So with the 12th overall pick, the Houston Texans select Jackson Smith Njigba out of Ohio State, and they're going crazy. CJ Stroud calling up Jackson Smith Njigba right now, letting them know, hey, yeah, it's time to work. It's time to go. The Texans fans are hyped, man, because it's a breath of fresh air. They may get their guy in the future, and then they got a wide receiver one, John Mechie, coming back, who is finally healthy. Thank God, everything went well for John Mechie, man. That's great to see that he's finally able to be back. And he beat what he was battling last year, man. And I'm all football talk aside, man, just human life really. I'm super excited and happy for John Mechie and his family, man. But now on to football. You getting John Mechie back, who's gonna be an exciting, explosive talent to this offense, man. Then you add Jack Smith to Jigba. Then you got your boy Damian Pierce in the backfield in his second year, who had a really good year. Then you got CJ Stroud calling the shots. Woo! H-Town could be on the rise pretty soon, and they still got to work on that defense, man. That secondary, I like Jordan Petrie. I like Derek Stingley, okay? I like you got a few pieces in there, but you probably need – and you got Kenyon Green on the offensive line who's going to be his second year. Hopefully he's much better because he really wasn't that good last year. But then you got your boy but then you still need to work on your edge rush, man. If you can get some passing attack, man, you know what I'm saying? Or some linemen on the defense. Hey, Houston, they could have a problem in a good way. So with the 13th overall pick, man, you got the Green Bay Packers. All right, they just traded up 2 picks, right? With the Aaron Rodgers trade that just went down. It was originally at 15, now they're at 13. And I could see the Packers going 2 ways with this. I could either see them, because who are their edge rushers, man? No Zadarius Smith, no more, right? You still, I believe you still got Preston Smith over there. Still got Preston Smith over there, but is he slowing down? Preston Smith slowing down? So I could definitely see the Packers, man, either going edge rusher here or receiver. Now here's the thing: they got Christian Watson, their receiver 1. Still got Aaron Jones in the backfield, man. They could go tight end. They could go tight end here too. So what I'm gonna do I'm gonna give the Green Bay Packers another weapon. Give them another weapon to make Jordan Love as comfortable as possible. You don't really have anybody that can get pressure on the quarterback, which is a problem. But we're all about making your young quarterback feel as comfortable as possible. So with the 13th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, I have the Green Bay Packers selecting tight end Dalton Kincaid out of Utah. So with the 14th overall pick, I got the New England Patriots. Okay, they do need wide receiver help. They just brought in Juju Smith-Schuster though, but they do need some more wide receiver help. But you know they don't draft first round wide receivers. So I know they need some defensive help in that secondary. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois. Small but feisty guy. And with the 15th overall pick, the New York Jets, they just got A-Rod, man. Right? They got all weapons on the offense. All right. They got a solid defense, right? They could go another cornerback to go across from Sauls, right? But what's more important, that or keeping Aaron Rodgers upright? Now you got Mekhi Becton. All right, he's gonna be coming back. All right, so he's gonna be holding down one of your tackle positions. But I definitely think tackle is a smart pick. So with the 15th overall pick, the New York Jets select Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern, tackle. Now they can flip him around. Mekhi can go left or right. Peter can go left or right. You got Bird Tucker there at guard. You building a nice offensive line for A-Rod. So with the 16th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, my Washington Commanders select. I wish we traded back here, but I'm not going to have us trade back in this mock draft because I don't know. Like, I wanted to be realistic, so I don't know who would want to come up, especially when Hendon Hooker off the board. Now, if Hendon Hooker was still on the board, I would have a team like Minnesota wanting to come up, Seattle wanting to come up from 20. But since Hendon Hooker's off the board, I got my Washington Commanders selecting cornerback Deonte Banks out of Maryland. So with the 17th overall pick, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers selecting the cornerback too. And this is a cornerback that's 6'2", 193. I think I really would like them to go Cam Smith here, but I'm going to give them Joey Porter Jr. So with the 18th overall pick, you got the Detroit Lions. They're selecting another weapon for that offense, man. They're trying to find that TJ Hawkinson replacement. So with the 18th overall pick, I got the Detroit Lions selecting tight end Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame. With the 19th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the clock. The Buccaneers, man, I really, it's tricky. I don't know. But with him still being here, which I don't think is going to happen in real life, but with him still being here, they're going to take BPA. And Tyree Wilson is that. So with the 20th overall pick, the Seattle Seahawks back on the clock again, as they already selected their guy, Will Anderson, edge, in the first round, and with the 5th overall pick. So now they're gonna be looking in the offensive side of the ball. Who can we get to go with? DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the talent left on this board, there's some pretty solid guys left. All right, you got Jordan Addison out of USC. You got Quentin Johnston out of TCU. Zay Flowers, who killed the combine. But they already got size. So I'm going to go with somebody that gives them a mixture of both, of speed and a little bit of size. Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of USC. So with the 21st overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, I have the Chargers selecting. Let's go wide receiver for the Chargers too. They got Keenan Allen, they got Mike Williams, all right? But they do need some speed, man. That is true. They do need some speed. So with the 21st overall pick, I have the Chargers selecting Zay Flowers, wide receiver out of Boston College. Now with the Baltimore Ravens, right? B More, they do need some help on that in the secondary. So I'm gonna go ahead and give B More cornerback Cam Sutton out of South Carolina. Now with the 23rd overall pick, you got the Minnesota Vikings. All right, the Minnesota Vikings, they're a little pissed because they wanted Hendon Hooker, but they didn't trade up or anything. So they're standing pat. So we know that defense for the Packers, or not the Packers, sorry, the Minnesota Vikings was bad last year. Bad. They don't got no quarterbacks no more. No Cam Dantzler, no Patrick Peterson, who's in Pittsburgh now, right? So I believe they're going to take Keely Ringo. They should. Now with the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. We got the Jaguars on the clock. Last year they had a hell of a season. They got some wide receivers coming back, and Calvin Ridley already got talent on that roster on the offensive side of the ball. Got some protection for Trevor Lawrence. Let's go edge. Let's go Myles Murphy. 25th overall pick. You got the New York Giants on the clock, man. And this is another team that surprised a lot of people. They do have a need there at corner, but all of the cornerbacks are gone. So what do? I know what they're going to do. select Brian Breesy. I mean, not Brian Breesy, Brian Branch. Sorry. Brian Branch out of Alabama, safety, who it can do it all. And as a Washington fan, this is a pick that they're not that scared, because this is the Xavier McKinney-esque pick right here. When healthy, Xavier McKinney is a stud for the Giants. Brian Branch can do that too. He can be a safety. He can be a cornerback. So they killing two birds with one stone right there with that pick. And then with the 26th overall pick, you got the Dallas Cowboys on the clock. Cowboys is another team that so desperately needs a cornerback to go alongside Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore. Because, yeah, you got Stephon Gilmore for this year, but how long does he got left in the tank, right? But knowing the Cowboys, they feel like they're good at cornerback now. So they could use some extra edge rushing help to go along Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. But I could also see them going another wide receiver. Because outside of CeeDee Lamb, who you got? Michael Gallup. When he's healthy, he's good. I like Michael Gallup, right? But you had Noah Brown being your wide receiver 3 last year at times, right? So you don't want that to happen again. You don't want that to be the case. So if I'm the Cowboys, I like Michael Gallup again, like I said, but he can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy. So Noah Brown won't be my wide receiver 3 again, knowing that that's not his place. I'm thinking about going receiver if I'm Dallas. And at this point, I can get me a big body receiver. You know, Dallas love their big body receivers. Already got CD for the speed. All right. Michael Gallup got speed and size. Let's go ahead and add some more size. They get Quentin Johnston out of TCU. So with the 27th overall pick, got the Buffalo Bills on the clock. And the Bills, perennial AFC champions, perennial AFC contenders every year. What do they really need, man? I mean, they could go linebacker here. Yeah, we got Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, and you could add some more speed. Let's see. What do we go for the Bills, man? Because the Bills, they really don't need much. I know diehard Bills fans are probably looking at me like, "Wow, you crazy? We need a lot." So, since it says guard is your biggest need, right? We're going to give you Osiris Torrance, right? Now, you may be reaching, but you're the Bills. You're the Bills. At this point, these are all second-round picks. So, is it really a reach? So, with the 28th pick, I'm going to give the Bengals, man. Defense. Let's go edge for the Bengals, man. And they do need some edge help, man. They got my guy Hubbard. Sam Hubbard and whatchamacallit. But they can use some more edge help. And with the Saints, they got Derek Carr, they got Michael Thomas, they got Chris Olave. You know what I'm saying? They could use a tight end. So even though this is a second round picks at this point, we give them Darnell Washington, man. Why not? These are second round picks, so it don't really matter anymore. But the Eagles, they already got their guy in the cornerback room. Oh no, who did they end up doing? They got Bijan Robinson. So I'm gonna give the Eagles a cornerback this time. I'm gonna give them Emmanuel Forbes. And then with the Chiefs, give the Chiefs some speed, because you know that's what they love there in Kansas City. So I'm going to give them Josh Downs. And that's the first round for your boy Juan Gotti. And I don't know about y'all, man, but I feel like I did a good job. They brought in Brandon Cooks. Oh, yeah, Dallas did bring in Brandon Cooks. I forgot about that. True. But I feel like your boy Juan Gotti did a good job, man. I think some teams need to start calling me up for some help. But there you have it. Let's go ahead and now transition into the next the last segment, and it's a shout out segment. I know this episode was a little long today, but your boy Juan Gotti had to go do something. But let's go ahead and get off to the last segment, and it's a shout out segment, the best segment of the show. Alante, he says, "What's up, Juan? What's good, Alante? Appreciate you for listening to the top of the morning." Outlaw King 757 says, "What's up?" Outlaw says, "I heard CJ Stroud could fall in the draft." Yeah, he could, but if he falls in the draft, it ain't gonna be probably he ain't getting out of the top 5. I'll say that. Let's see. Mike Lee Thomas says, "Can the Commanders make the playoffs?" Yes, we can make the playoffs. Oh, it's all about what Sam Howell's gonna do. Salah Jones, he says, "Yo, what's good? What it do, Juan? What's up, Salah Jones? How you doing? Appreciate you coming through, listening at the top of the morning." Ricky says, "You spitting facts right now." Hey, Ricky, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. These teams need to hire me, man. I'm telling you, these teams need to hire me. I can make their draft go right. Drayon Scott. Yo, what's good, Drayon Scott? I appreciate you for listening to Top of the Morning Show. Need a lot more Saturday Pro Football. Thank you for coming in to the Top of the Morning Show. He says, "My Bills getting that ring, son." Hey, man, hopefully your Bills could contend for a ring, man. I love Stephon Diggs. He's from Maryland, you know. He's one of my favorite receivers. I'm going to be biased because I'm a Commanders fan, so Terry McLaurin is going to be in terms of the favorite. But if we're going based off of non-favorite team, favorite players, Josh Allen is my favorite player in the league, and then Stephon Diggs is a close second. So shout out to your Bills, man. Ethan, he says, "Yo, yes, sir, we in here." Yo, what's good, Ethan? Appreciate you for listening to Top of the Morning Show. And then Salah Jones with the final comment. He says, "They brought in Brandon Cooks, bro." Yeah, they did. They did bring in Brandon Cooks. I forgot about that move. So, that being said, hey, man, it's me and boy Juan Gotti. Appreciate y'all for tuning in for episode 20. Draft day, y'all. Well, 24 hours away from draft day. Next time we'll speak, we'll be recapping the first day of the draft. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for all the content that's going to be coming out on the channel for the rest of the week. You got tonight I'm going live at 8 with my guys. And tomorrow I'm streaming the draft at 8 with Pedro Schmidt. So make sure y'all come through for that. But other than that, as always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Share out the podcast. Go give it a 5-star rating on the podcast platforms. See you guys next time. Peace.